There are plenty of games that have specific moves that are nicknamed by their communities, whether it's Siege or League of Legends.
Q's in, ward's back, kicks in. That is so hard to execute.
Players around the globe often race each other to be the first to discover them. And in some cases, these mechanical contributions have seen certain players become forever immortalized by their game's community.
Ooh, do an insect.
Oh, kicks him back. Puts it. Oh no! Oh, he does get him on the edge of the shockwave. The barrier goes down though. Both of what they're holding. The clockwork wind up, and he sticks out his big toe and gets the kill onto Pobelter.
Now, only a select few innovators have managed to do this, but for many of them, it is the ultimate compliment to receive.
You can pick.
Santana speak!
In Rocket League, you've probably heard of maneuvers like the Kuxir Pinch, a Fireburner 50-50, or a Doomsee Dish. But nobody has left their mark quite like Musty, Rocket League's undisputed king of content creation. A player who etched his name into the game's history books by developing one of its most useful mechanics, the Musty Flick.
Stella Musty Flick by the Musty Cow himself.
So how is it that one signature move was able to kickstart Musty's entire career as a content creator? And how did he use it as a launching pad to play alongside some of his idols?
Listen, man, like if you guys ever need like a sub like for the professional team, like I'm always down if you have any like, free time.
You thought, loser!
Okay, so before we jump into the video, if you guys would really love to score a goal with theScore Esports, please, please, please hit the sub button, like the video, and make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss it when a new episode goes live. So, other than being Rocket League's most subbed to YouTuber, who is this 20-year-old mastermind from Georgia? Well, before Musty began humiliating kids in 1v1s, he played soccer for his local club and high school. But it wasn't until 2016 that he was introduced to the game that would change his life forever.
My brother, he's 2 years older than me. He was at the same high school I was at. He also played soccer as well. Every soccer tournament you go to, there's always FIFA at your friend's house after the tournament or after the game. But one of his friends, had Rocket League that just came out. He told me about it, and he downloaded the game right after. I decided to play, and I almost quit because it's a very hard game to learn.
Now, Musty enjoyed his brief introduction to Rocket League, but because soccer was his main priority, the vehicular version of the beautiful game ended up taking a backseat. But that same year, something happened to Musty that forced him to rethink his entire future.
Basically, I got a concussion, and I obviously couldn't play soccer again with a concussion. And even though you're not really supposed to play like video games with a concussion, I don't want to stare at like a black room for every single hour of the day. So my mom let me play like some video games, and I recently discovered Rocket League, and I really kind of fell in love with it, and I decided to kind of quit soccer like right at the beginning of high school and just played Rocket League at the time, just for fun.
Musty managed to make light of a pretty shitty situation, and his unfortunate injury actually ended up being a blessing in disguise. Although he missed competing in soccer, Rocket League offered him a chance to play a game that, at the most basic level, mirrored the sport's fundamentals, without exposing him to the risk of another concussion.
That was like my true passion. I was like so sad I couldn't do it. Even though I definitely could have come back and everything, I just felt like, it was time to kind of give it a change, because I played club soccer and then high school soccer. I was smaller than everyone too at the time. I was 14-year-old, playing against all these 18-year-olds, elbowing me accidentally when they're running. It wasn't as fun getting injured.
Musty was falling more and more in love with Rocket League, and as he became more adept at the game, he began sharing some of his highlights on Reddit. But it was a mechanic that he discovered in October of 2016 that left the entire community dumbfounded. Now, at first glance, it seemed relatively simple to understand, but if you've ever actually played Rocket League, you'll know that that's rarely the case. The technique requires the player to tilt the nose of their car forward so it goes beyond a 90-degree angle with the pitch before backflipping. If the ball is sitting in the sweet spot, on the hood of your car, then you will generate plenty of momentum when releasing the shot. Now, this might sound easy to some of you, but it can take hundreds of hours to master, and is totally worth it, because in many cases, specifically in 1v1 situations, it can be extremely hard to defend against. Now, the value of Musty's technique was clear as day to Rocket League diehards, who became consumed by their desire to learn it. But first, they wanted to know what it was called.
I had some people ask me to pick a name for this new mechanic, and I jokingly said the Musty Flick, and I thought there's no way we would actually end up calling this new mechanic the Musty Flick, but other people started calling it that, and the name somehow stuck.
But as Musty continued to mesmerize players with Reddit clips of his technique in action, it wasn't long before his discovery was being replicated and recognized by the game's pro scene.
And Farah too far back, he has to wait for Flakes. Flakes, Musty Flick, and it's good!
And in April of 2018, Musty finally gave Rocket League scrubs what they had long been begging for. A tutorial.
You can probably tell the move is basically just a forward-facing backflip. You just jump up, tilt your car forward, and then backflip.
After posting his tutorial, Musty began rapidly growing as a content creator, but he wanted to push himself even further. He wanted to become the biggest Rocket League YouTuber on the block, but in order to do so, he would have to compete with one of the community's biggest stars, Sunless Khan. So, on December 31st, 2019, Musty and his rival, Sunless, set out on a race to see who could hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube first. Now, Sunless started the race with a whopping 125,000 subscriber lead, but in May of 2020, Musty somehow managed to surpass him.
You know, me and Sunless, we just like banter a lot on Twitter, you know, have some fun, so I truly believe in like manifestation. I think that's the word for it, of like, oh no, so I just wanted to put it in writing on my Twitter that like I will hit 1 million subs by the end of the year, because I truly believe that helps. Like, it's like you have to hold yourself up to it at that point. And Sunless just replied to it. He's like, hey, race me, bro.
Both creators decided that whoever hit the milestone first would receive $1,000 from the loser, and Musty was quick to start promoting the race on his own channel. Fans were starting to show up daily to watch him stream his wacky content on Twitch, but they were also watching to hear his insight into high-level play.
Gonna flick, he's gonna save. Thought he was gonna save. Yeah, he saved it. It's a little awkward on the jump. Had a bump here, we do get the bump, and we get the goal.
Over this period of time, Musty had become pretty damn good at Rocket League. He no longer felt outclassed by the game's best players, and soon enough was playing alongside them. And the relationships that he formed with some of his idols pushed him even closer to his sub goal. But in September of 2020, he received help in a pretty big way. Musty was unveiled as a content creator for NRG, and they immediately started promoting his race against Sunless. He joined a long list of internet personalities and professional players who already represented the prestigious org. And on September 14th, only 2 weeks after signing with NRG, Musty finally reached his goal of 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, joining NRG was definitely probably the biggest, you know, I made it moment. And then I was at like 980,000 subs when I joined NRG. So like pretty much right after that, I hit 1 million. And NRG even helped me, you know, hit 1 million as well. You know, they kind of promoted the race and everything, which was cool.
But it was one player in particular who made Musty's decision to join NRG an easy one.
It definitely was mainly just Squishy. Like, I used to watch his like Road to Grand Champ series back in the day, and that definitely like gave me the initial spark to like take the game, instead of just a casual game, to kind of take it more seriously and try to grind it out, which I've never really done that with the game before, but you know, it was well worth it. So I've looked up to Squishy for so long. Went from Cloud9 to NRG, and NRG offered me a spot like after that, you know, as a content creator, and especially because Squishy was there. Squishy, you know, huge inspiration, and Garrett, Justin, both very good players as well. That's, you know, very hard to say no to, and I'm really glad I made that decision, because it's been a blast so far.
And even though he defeated Sunless in their quest to 1 million subs, he cannot thank his rival enough for pushing him to become the game's most successful YouTuber.
You know, behind the scenes, you know, we're really good friends, and I feel like most of the viewers knew that. And it definitely did help both of us a ton.
And even more recently, in March, NRG announced Musty as the team's substitute. Although he likely won't be seeing play anytime soon, he can be seen grinding on Twitch daily, trying to become one of the game's best players.
I think I did it, chat. I think I did a Musty Flick without even looking at the game. Oh my word. Oh my word. 360 quickscope. Hard for me to get this straight on net, so we can try a little pinch. Oh my god.
Who knows? Maybe Musty can be the next YouTuber who makes it big as a pro player. He plays against some of the best players in the world on a daily basis. And by doing so, he now realizes just how similar high-level Rocket League practice is to traditional sports.
Especially in gaming, like you can put in a lot more hours than you can in like traditional soccer, just because, you know, you don't really get as tired. Like, you know, mentally you get tired after like, you know, a long time of playing, but there's so many similarities of like, you know, keeping possession of the ball, you know, always doing something, just putting the hours into the game. You know, there's so many similarities, and I've really recently kind of found that same drive, like, you know, trying to improve in Rocket League, you know, that was the same drive as I was trying to improve in soccer.
But Rocket League games only feature 5 minutes of regulation time, and chances come and go in a matter of seconds.
NRG still around, Justin is there for the shot, Justin! This is Rocket League!
Staying focused and becoming a consistent competitor at the highest level of play is not something that a lot of people can do. But Musty hopes to one day maintain the level of intensity of some of the world's best.
I feel like in other games, like you have like some like time where you can take a chill pill, like your team, you know, has got you or something. But in Rocket League, if you blink too long, like you get scored on. It's like one of those games you have to be on your A game at all times, and I'm trying to perfect that right now.
After losing his passion in life to injury, Musty transformed himself into Rocket League's biggest YouTuber. And with his channel now sitting at nearly 2.5 million subs, he's showing no signs of slowing down. And who knows? Maybe one day we will see Musty grace the pitch of the RLCS as a starter for NRG.
It's an honor to be a part of the team. You know, get a the pro status title. You know, it's super cool. You know, if they ever do need me, or you know, maybe Squishy could cut his power cable or something, I feel like it'd be fun in like a non-important match. You know, to see how I would do. But you know, it's cool. It's cool.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Someone clip.
I've only played Rocket League a few times, and I'm pretty bad at it. I'm just like a pylon, dude. It's like playing 1v3. It was bad.
Score a goal with a score.
Score a goal with the, yeah, okay.
This is what I'm not right, dude.
Yeah, that's rough. I kind of want to do it though. It's so cringe. I kind of want to do it.